The Supermarine Seafire holds a special place in naval aviation history as the carrier-capable evolution of the legendary Spitfire, adapted to meet the demands of maritime warfare while retaining the speed, agility and fighting spirit that made its land-based predecessor famous. Designed during the height of the Second World War, the Seafire was created to provide the Royal Navy with a high-performance fighter capable of operating from aircraft carriers, giving the Fleet Air Arm a much-needed boost in air superiority. Although the Spitfire was never originally intended for naval operations, engineers modified the aircraft with strengthened structures, arrestor hooks and folding wings in later variants to allow it to function effectively at sea. As a result, the Seafire combined the elegance and responsiveness of the Spitfire with the ruggedness required for deck landings, producing an aircraft that played an important role during the final years of the war and the years that followed. At the heart of the Supermarine Seafire was the Rolls-Royce Merlin and, in later models, the more powerful Rolls-Royce Griffin engine. These engines delivered exceptional power for their size, giving the Seafire some of the best climb rates and acceleration of any naval fighter of its era. Early Seafire marks used Merlin engines similar to those found in late-model Spitfires, providing strong performance at medium altitudes. Later variants equipped with the Griffin engine achieved dramatic increases in speed, allowing the aircraft to exceed 400 miles per hour in level flight and reach altitudes that enabled superior interception capability. This transformation increased the Seafire's reputation as a fast, responsive and highly competitive naval fighter capable of facing both piston and early jet-powered adversaries in the post-war period. The design of the Seafire retained the sleek aerodynamic profile of the Spitfire, including its iconic elliptical wings. However, significant modifications were made for carrier service. One of the primary additions was the arrestor hook fitted to the rear fuselage, which allowed the aircraft to land on carrier decks using arresting wires. The airframe was strengthened to withstand the heavy stress of catapult launches and deck landings, conditions far more demanding than those faced by land-based fighters. As the Seafire evolved, later models introduced folding wings to reduce storage space requirements on carriers, a major advantage in naval operations where aircraft capacity was always limited. Despite these modifications, the aircraft maintained a relatively lightweight structure that preserved its superb handling characteristics. The Seafire's agility was one of its greatest strengths. Pilots praised its responsiveness, tight turning ability and quick reaction to control inputs, all inherited from the Spitfire lineage. This made the Seafire an outstanding aircraft for dogfighting and for protecting fleet units from enemy fighters and dive bombers. Its exceptional climb rate allowed it to intercept enemy aircraft quickly, an essential capability during naval operations where the threat of sudden attack required immediate response. The aircraft's maneuverability also made it ideal for escort missions, reconnaissance flights and air cover support for amphibious landings. In terms of armament, the Seafire typically carried a combination of 20mm Hispano cannons and .303 or .50 caliber machine guns depending on the variant. This arrangement gave the aircraft strong punch against both air and surface targets. Later models could also carry bombs or rockets, expanding the Seafire's capabilities into ground attack roles. This versatility allowed the aircraft to perform strike missions against enemy positions, coastal defenses and shipping targets, particularly during post-war operations where multi-role capability became increasingly important. Despite being originally designed as a pure fighter, the Seafire proved adaptable enough to handle several mission types effectively. Operational history of the Seafire includes significant action during World War II, especially in the Mediterranean and European theaters. The aircraft took part in operations supporting the Allied invasion of Sicily and Italy, where it provided air cover for naval forces and ground troops. Its speed and maneuverability made it valuable during the Normandy invasion and later in the Pacific theater where British carriers required strong fighter protection. However, the harsh conditions of carrier operations revealed some of the aircraft's limitations. The Seafire's lightweight and narrow landing gear made deck landings challenging, particularly in rough seas. Many Seafires suffered damage during hard landings, earning a reputation as a somewhat fragile aircraft in naval service. Despite this, skilled pilots were able to exploit its excellent performance, and improvements in later variants reduced these issues. One of the most notable operations involving the Seafire occurred during the Korean War era when the aircraft served with Commonwealth naval forces. Although already overshadowed by emerging jet technology, the Seafire continued to demonstrate its value in roles requiring high maneuverability and precise flying. It also served with several foreign air forces and navies around the world, extending its service life beyond British carriers. The aircraft became a popular choice for training, air defense and patrol missions in nations such as France, Canada and Ireland, illustrating the design's versatility and long-term usefulness. From a technical perspective, the Supermarine Seafire measured around 30 to 33 feet in length with a wingspan of approximately 36 to 40 feet depending on variant. Its empty and loaded weights varied due to the structural reinforcements added for naval service, but the aircraft remained relatively light compared to most carrier fighters. The Merlin-powered variants typically reached maximum speeds around 350 to 370 miles per hour, while Griffin-powered versions exceeded 400 miles per hour with stronger climb rates and improved performance at low and medium altitudes. The service ceiling of the Seafire often reached well above 35,000 feet, giving it altitude advantages in interception missions. Pilots who flew the Seafire often described its flying characteristics as smooth and responsive, with excellent control harmony and a natural feel in combat. The enhanced power of the Griffin engine added torque that required careful handling during takeoff and landing, but once airborne, the aircraft delivered outstanding performance. Its narrow undercarriage, although challenging for deck use, was stable on land and contributed to its streamlined shape. Visibility from the cockpit was good, especially with the later bubble canopy designs that improved situational awareness for dogfighting and landing approaches. The legacy of the Supermarine Seafire lies in its successful adaptation of a legendary land-based fighter into a capable naval aircraft. While it faced challenges due to its light structure and narrow landing gear, its speed, climb rate, agility and firepower made it an effective tool for the Royal Navy during crucial operations. It provided fast reaction capability for carrier groups at a time when naval aviation was rapidly evolving, and it served as an important stepping stone toward later high-performance naval aircraft. Today the Seafire is celebrated by aviation enthusiasts as a beautiful and powerful example of engineering adaptation, combining the grace of the Spitfire with the rugged demands of naval combat. Its presence in museums, private collections and airshows continues to honor its role in aviation history and its contribution to the defense of fleets across the world.